Have you ever wondered how to play songs that are in both Latin and swing feels? Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to teach you some great Latin and swing techniques using the well-known jazz standard on Green Dolphin Street. By the end of this quick tip, you'll be able to transition between styles without missing a beat. You ready to learn how it's done? And let's begin. So before we can mix the two styles, we first need to take each style, Latin and swing, and talk about the characteristics of each. Let's start with the Latin feel. So in a typical Latin feel, we have a 2-bar repeated phrase. In the right hand, we have this cool pattern that goes on, off, 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 on. And that just repeats every 2 measures. And then we have the left hand that plays a on, off, on pattern. On, off, on. And the cool thing about Latin music too is that the 8th notes are played straight. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or even. So I'm going to show you how you can put those 2 hands together in a great exercise. So this exercise, again, with the right hand playing on, off, off, on, and the left hand playing on, off, off. If you put the hands together, it sounds like this. Great, so we're going to use that 2-bar phrase exactly as it is when we get to On Green Dolphin Street a little bit later. But next up, I'm going to show you some great swing rhythms, actually 4 different swing figures. All right, so the main difference between Latin and swing music is that in a swing feel, we think of the 8th notes more as triplets than as straight 8ths. So for example, we would think of 8th notes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Or you can also think of the 8th notes just being a little bit more laid back, all right? And so the right hand is going to be playing some different rhythmic figures like this, for example, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. While the left hand is going to be playing what's called a walking bass line, where you're going to play root 5 root as quarter notes, emulating an acoustic bass. All right, so I have 4 figures I'm going to show you that use some different swing rhythms in the right hand over this walking bass. All right, so figure number 1 sounds like this. All right, so the right hand is going 1, off, on, off, 2, 3, 4, 1, off, on, off. And the left hand is just playing again, root 5, quarter notes. All right, let's try that together. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great content just like this. Here's figure number 2. So we have right hand on, off, like that. And the left hand, again, is just playing the root 5 root. That doesn't change. Figure number 3 sounds like this. So the right hand has this on, off. It's also called a Charleston rhythm. Maybe you've heard that before. Okay, and left hand, again, is just playing that root 5. Let's try that together. Here we go. One more time. 1 and 2 and. And finally, figure number 4 sounds like this. 2, 3, 4. Nice. So the right hand's going on, off, really anticipating. On, off. And then the left hand again is just playing those quarter notes, right? Let's try hands together. Here we go. On, off, 2, 3, 4. On, off, 2, 3, 4, 1. Beautiful. Up next, I'm going to show you how to put both these swing rhythms and the Latin rhythms to the song On Green Dolphin Street. The great thing about the song On Green Dolphin Street is that it goes back and forth between Latin and swing every 8 measures. It starts with Latin, then it goes to swing. Then it goes to Latin, then it goes to swing. And what I want you to do is also pay particular attention to the measures that have the transitions between the 2 styles. So that's listed there as measures 17 and 18, 25 and 26, and 33 and 34. We're going to go ahead and we're going to learn the accompaniment of On Green Dolphin Street using a lot of the rhythms that we just went over. All right, so we're going to learn this hand separately all the way through and kind of go through it slowly and then try it with the track. All right, so the left hand here Cool thing about this is the left hand stays the same for the first 4 measures. It just goes 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. Just keeps repeating. Pretty cool, right? The right hand has that on, off, on pattern, starting with C6. We have C6. Now the next 2 measures, we have C minor 9. We have 9, 3, 5, 7. Beautiful voicing. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. Then we put the hands together and it sounds like this. Then C minor 9. Cool. All right, so for the next 4 bars, the left hand starts the same. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. But then it starts transitioning to the swing feel here. All right, so the last 2 measures there again go root, 5, 5, walking down to E, B flat, A, E flat. So it starts going into the swing feel. The right hand is starting with D over C, which is a really cool Lydian sound. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then this D flat sound, which is kind of a Phrygian sound, and 2, 3, 4, and then goes back to C major 9, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then to E minor 7 flat 5, and this is where it starts going into swing, a 1 and 2, and we go to this A7 that has the flat 13 and the sharp 9. So hands together, it sounds like this. Into swing. Isn't that cool? And if you'd like to get the downloadable PDF and backing track from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. All right, so the B section is in swing now, and so this left hand has a walking bass, and we're starting with D minor 7. We're walking up to G like this. And then we're gonna go root, 5, root, and then since we're gonna go to C after that, we're gonna go a half step above C, and then play C, root, 5, 9, half step down to the root, 5, root, 5. So let's just try the left hand together. Ready? 2, left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. The right hand starts with this D minor 9. We have 7, 9, 3, 5. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And so we keep it the same, even though the left hand changes to a G. It's a G 13 sus. Here's our 7. There's our 13, 7, 9, and then we go to a G7 with a flat 9 and a flat 13, and then to C major 9, like that. Let's just try the right hand. So it goes 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Good. Hands together sounds like this. A 2, 3, 4. All right, so these next 4 measures, we basically are doing a 2, 5, 1 again, but now in the key of E flat major. So we're starting with F minor, we're walking up to B flat, then we go root, 5, root, a half step above E, which is our target note of E flat, root, 5, 9, root, and then we're going back to this Latin feel by going D minor 9, G7, like that, with this rhythmic hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that brings us back to the Latin section. Let's just try the left hand together, okay? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 4. Now we're back to Latin. Cool, right? The right hand has this F minor 9 chord, 7, 9, 3, 5. Same rhythm as before. We have 1 and 2, 3, and 4. And we keep the right hand the same. Now it becomes a B flat 13 sus. Then we go to this B flat 7, again with this flat 9 and the flat 13, and then to E flat major 9, and then D minor 9 to G7 with the flat 9 and the flat 13. So the right hand, let's try it together, sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Latin. Cool. Let's try the hands together. 2, 3, 4. then back to the top. And for a deeper dive into both Latin and swing techniques, please check out our many courses over at pianowithjohnny.com. So then we would go back and play this A section again, but because we've already played it, we don't need to play it again for right now. You'd go A, but now instead of going to the B section like we just learned, we're going to now learn what's called the C section, and it's also in a swing feel. So now the left hand is starting again with a D minor 7, going down to B half diminished. There's the flat 5 to E, to the third of E, to A minor, walking down to F sharp half diminished. There's the flat 5, root of B, and then it's a half step going down to E. We're going to get there in a second. So let's just try the left hand together. Ready? A 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now the right hand has this D minor 9, so we have 7, 9, 3, 5, 1, and 2, 3, 4. And now we go to this B half diminished or minor 7 flat 5 to an E7 with a sharp 9 and a flat 13, really cool. Then to our A minor 9, A minor 7 over G to an F sharp half diminished, and then to a B7 with the sharp 9 and the flat 13. All right, so the right hand sounds like this: 2, 3, 4, a 1. A 4, a 1, 2, and 3, 4, a 1, and 2, 3, 4. Awesome. If you put the hands together, let's try it together. It sounds like this: a 2, 3, 4. All right, so the last 4 measures, starting with the left hand, we have an E minor that goes root 5, root to the A7, down to a half step above the targeted note of D minor, root 5. Here's our G, going a half step above our targeted note of C, root 5, root, root, and then G, G, which brings us back to the top, and that's going back to that Latin feel. Let's just try the left hand. Ready? A 2, 3, 4. Good. Now our right hand has an E minor 7 to start with, 1, bop. Then we go to this A7 with a sharp 9 and the flat 13. Then to a D minor 7. Then to the G13 with the flat 9. To a C6, C6 again. And then we have this G7 with the sharp 9 and the flat 13. I call it the Batman chord. Batman. So it sounds like this: 2, 3, right hand, a 1. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and. Awesome. Let's put the hands together. A 2, 3, 4. Great. And then we go back to the top. I think we're ready to try this with the track. All right. So with the track, you're going to get 4 clicks. Click, 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 click. And then we start to play in Latin style at letter A. Then we go into swing at B. Then we repeat back to letter A for Latin again. Then instead of going to the B section, we go to the C section, which is our second ending, back to swing. And then at the very end, when we have our G7 chord like that, for our final chord, just go ahead and end on a C6, all right? 2, 3, 4. Swing. Back to letter A, Latin. Now second ending, swing. And just go ahead and end on a C6. Beautiful. Hey, thanks so much for attending this quick tip on how to play Latin and swing feels and transitioning between the two. And I look forward to seeing you on the next quick tip or another course at Piano Jonny very soon, all right? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.